Say it right. Say our name. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. You benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. We FBAs, foundational Black Americans. You want us to fight every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. Yeah. They wanna be us, from the style to the hair, from the lips to the hips, body shaped in our glare. They cross borders, profit off the fight, civil rights paid in blood just to stand in this light. Asia to Africa, you walk through the door, but this land got a history you can't ignore. FBI fought it, still fighting today, made room in the system that kept us away. You praise the same power that never chose you, turn your back on the ones that broke chains just to move you. Say we don't know where we come from, that's wild. North to the south, this land raised my child. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. You benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. Say our name, say our name, say our name. We FBA, foundation love, Black America. You want us to fight every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. We were renowned, check the glow for proof. Streetwear in Japan still mirror our roots. K-pop take the cadence, study how we move. Rapper world language, everybody fluent. From Atlanta blocks to Mumbai lanes, Hannah McCann spitting bars, connected to the flame. That ain't hate, that's impact, that's reach. Culture travel worldwide when the source run deep. They copy the look, they borrow the sound, but skip the respect when we still hold the ground. Love the rhythm, ignore the pain, celebrate the wave, don't say the name. This was home, before permission, before approval. Say our name. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. We benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. Say our name, say our name, say our name. We FBA, foundational Black Americans. You want us to fight every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. Say our name, 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 say our name. Don't need your respect, never needed permission. We built everything when we weren't even seen as human. Biting the hand that fed you, surviving on scraps. FBA stopped begging. We learned to build from scratch. Say our name. Say our name.
Y'all don't hear us. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave. Hey.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your digits, make it just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, that's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place. Whoa, whoa. talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. Why y'all fools on the outside looking? Y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out America, take your dues back just like home.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out America, take your dues back just like home. Passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma didn't march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil, and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing. You lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we've been the backbone and muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? The energy style with discussing is whack. So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation. Facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground. Y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out America, taking your goodies like it just like home.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out America, taking your goodies back and just like home.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. The soil is sacred.
We said what we said.
It's time
For y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Fly far, far away from here. Bye-bye, little birds.
They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the roots. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirit's woke, we realize. All we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our ride. We happiness. Say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been here all along. Foundation of Black Americans, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, to fight the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound, but not our scars. We the backbone, we the stars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know it's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and redemption, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans. Still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the root, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Cause that's how it feel when you borrow my culture. And act like we never mattered. Hip-hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here, it's what I see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear. Not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade. But now the mirror's in your face, no disguise. And you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't own. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, but scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You wave that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. You waving your flag on our soil, we're fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go. Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that?
Do you like that?
You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi. Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more agua. Telling my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in the skies. Hate y'all still, hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice. Love the results, hate the truth. Who? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, agent on the mic, judging FBAs, but ain't you half white? Talking like you one of us, we need a proof face. The agent type with the prune face, like 50 and Jim, it's a cold game. Throwing stones cause we built our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean, smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, where they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid. You can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the car. Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like that? Point made. No edit. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, what they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Black businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
Greetings, Black family. Greetings, and thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Black Media. I'm your host, Chan Krumah. We're joined with the other host, Lady Che, and we should be joined here shortly with our West Coast correspondent. I'm just waking up. Our West Coast correspondent, Shabaka Corey, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Grand Rising. This is season 11, episode 45 of Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. And we'll be discussing several topics. Shout out to the new viewers. Shout out to you punk ass trolls. I just have to deal with one already. This early.
They on that. Oh, pussy shit.
What successful Black nation is there? And all this dumb shit. And it's like, dude, you probably in the United States. You probably in Cleveland somewhere. Talking that nonsense.
Oh.
He's Persian. And we got young Riaz in here who was actually Persian. So I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? But I have to get rid of him. But anyway, I'm not going to let that troll distract me. On this season 11, episode 45 of Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase in conjunction with the Front Line Blacc News, we'll be discussing several topics. The first one is there's another Lego video, Black family. They just keep dishing them out every day. The next one is They Lied to You. Washington, D.C. was built on a dark secret, meaning it was built by a Black man. Karmelo Anthony receives horrible news in court today as his murder trial begins. Karmelo Anthony to be tried by all-white jury.
That's that shit.
Judge denies reducing Chud the Bussy's $1 million bond. Great news, great news, great news. Bipartisan backlash ends Trump's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, or otherwise known as the slush fund. I wonder why. This is America. Yep, it's clearly America with a triple K. House passes resolution to stop war and limit Trump's war powers.
Right.
Look at this. Then massive face discovered on Antarctica.
Yeah.
On Google Earth. What?
That shit was tight.
Then we got Shabaka's in the building. I see you in the chat, Shabaka. We just had some troll from Persia in here. I wanted to keep him around so we could deal with him, but he just trolling too much.
He's acting like a bitch.
Right. NBC host obliterates Karen Bass as California ballot controversy explodes. Adam 22 responds to his wife divorcing him after he allowed her to smash black men.
Yeah, that dude all up in it. He blew that club up.
And we
I'm over plunging that white pussy out.
And we
Yeah, I couldn't hang it. Not to mention, all the crews was cloudy for like almost a year. I blew that club up because it was like, oh, in it, and she liked it.
to hell with Agent 22.
I paid for it, though.
That's why his wife got DP'd.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
DP'd.
And then
Maybe on the D.
We
It's on the P.
we are based out of East.
Can I lay that for a minute?
North
I'm in the
North.
middle. Can I lay that for a minute? I'm trying to get myself right. I'm in the middle.
Lord,
I'm in the middle.
I gotta finish the introduction.
Maybe on the P says
UPTV already did a video on it. Just pull it up on your tablet. And we give the news from we are based out of East Denver, North Aurora, Colorado. We give the news from a Front Line and Blacc First perspective. We are a part of the new Blacc Media and also the signal boosters of the new Blacc Media. We have been around for 6 seasons now and counting. And we have several platforms that are part of the Front Line Blacc News. Frontline campaign. Frontline Blacc News is the first one, which is started back in 2020, 2021. And Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, which this technically is. It's based off the 50th anniversary of the 50th anniversary of the founding of the original Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We started on Blog Talk Radio back in 2016 and have been around for 11 seasons now. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced covers the Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. It is also part of the Frontline campaign and has recently, within the last 2 to 3 years, moved from Blog Talk Radio to StreamYard. Please make sure y'all like and share the broadcast, family. Remember, family, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Please join us on StreamYard, YouTube, Frontline Blacc News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Blacc News. Frontline Blacc News 2, the backup channel. Make sure y'all sub to that. I'll put that link in the description so y'all sub to that. So, in case they try to take Frontline Blacc News now and again, we got backup. Then we got ladies, my personal page, Jesse Paris, aka Chain Criminal, which is streaming on right now. Make sure y'all sub to that so y'all be abreast to what's happening here in Denver in regards to Denver politics, Denver City Council, Aurora City Council, Denver and Aurora Black events, and the food bank that I've been doing for the past 10 years. Yeah, that's sad. Black are you?
Black are you?
We got Michael in the building. Salute, Michael. Then we got Lady Chase Seduction Doll channel. Make sure y'all sub to that. So Lady Chase can start going live on that channel. Seduction Doll 5991. All these links are in the description. Then we got her main channel, the RBA, the Revolutionary Agenda. Make sure y'all sub to that so she can get more subscribers. She should be dropping that RBA sometime this week. Make sure y'all check that out today, this evening. And then we got Shabaka's YouTube channel, Janet1. Make sure y'all sub to that so Shabaka can start going live again on YouTube. We got Fresh Always in the building. Salute Fresh. We got Black RU in the building.
Black are you?
We got Sister A. Jones in the building.
Hey, Jones. Welcome, sister.
We got Young Riaz in the building.
Welcome, young man. New brand.
And we got Brother Time.
Brother Time.
Chow Bay belongs in jail. I agree, Shabaka. Shabaka, do you want me to drop the link in the chat so you can join us?
I ain't get it.
I think he's on his phone. And then we got our cousin or Lokestar out the Bay Area, Jay Militant. Make sure y'all sub it to his channel. What's Cracking TV with Jay Militant. The link to his channels in the description. Then we got our brother Kukizi out the Mile High Income and Illegal Migrant Flooded City. Make sure y'all check him out. Kukizi 5100. Then we got our brother Breeze Omega, my brother from another mother, who is in Virginia by way of Hempstead, Long Island. Make sure y'all check him out as well. He was live yesterday. Yeah, he's a riot for real. Then we got the Church of Black Power, our brother out of Watts, California, who's now in Houston, Texas. Make sure y'all check him out. He just dropped a video early this morning. Make sure y'all check him out, the Church of Black Power. Then we got our brother Torian Rain Reloaded. Make sure y'all check him out as well. He put Lisa Cabrera on.
He's smart.
Check out Torian. He's out the DMV area. Okay, Shabaka, there's the link. It's in the chat. Then we got, last but not least, our other two brothers, Black Alpha Network. Make sure y'all check him out. His content is very heavy and very similar to ours. Then we got our brother Black Truth United, who's been on hiatus, but is now did come up with the B1 Rolodex. Somebody OD'd again. Black Truth United. Make sure y'all check him out. He came up with the B1 Rolodex, which is a modern day green book for FBI and B1 businesses alike. Sorry, the ambulance is pulled up outside my building.
I tried to say it wasn't, but I lied. What's up?
And oh yeah, Church came up with the Freedman Party merchandise. The link to that is also in the description. Make sure you check that out. Buy as much merchandise as you can from that website, frpmerch.com. The link is in the description. Then we got Council of the Congressional Black Caucus to create a foundation of Black American Caucus, long overdue. And then we got the Anti-Reparations Fund, the slush fund that Trump came up with. The link is in the description. And were you the target of politically motivated actions by the Biden DOJ? Yes. Was the Biden DOJ weaponized against you? Yes. So we could apply for this. And right when they found out that we could apply for it, they put the hammer down and said, nope.
That's my theory. That's my theory. There's like black people want it. Fuck no. Take it off.
I did, Shabaka. I don't know how you're not getting the link. Let me drop it again. Only Shabaka come up. Well, I guess Michael can come up too, but
Michael definitely come up.
Yeah, Karmelo with a K. Then we got Sister Brooks' call to action. Make sure y'all submit those emails and those letters. It's about 5 days left to get those emails and them letters out to the New York Assembly so they can get that Freedmansboro off the ground in New York State. What are you doing, little crazy baby? You trying to get in the trash can? What are you doing? Then we got the reparations for the descendants of American Slaves Act. The link to that is also in the description. Then we got Lady Trade's GoFundMe. Make sure y'all donate to that if you haven't already. Then we got our brother Joshua Hart, a real American hero. Put hands and feet all over that white supremacist Nabisco, Chud the Bussy, otherwise known as Dalton, Earl Etherly, otherwise known as Chud the Builder. The link to our brother Joshua Hart's GoFundMe is also in the description. Let's help get him to his goal of $300,000. I think we're about there. Then we got Stop Netflix from releasing damaging docuseries about Michael Jackson. Shout out to Dr. Brandley Short for putting that petition together. The link to that is also in the description. Then we got myself, as you can tell from the background. Support me, Jesse Parrish, for House of Representatives in Colorado for House District 8. The link to my website is in the description. Then we got copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Oh, we got Luke Skywalker in the building too.
Luke Skywalker.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember everybody that's in the chat right now. I do not own the rights to the music, and if you don't understand racism, white supremacy, the only racism that exists on the planet Earth, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you in all 9 or 10 areas of human or people activity, and that is economics, that's education, that's entertainment, that is labor, that is law, that is politics, that is religion, that is sex, and that is war. And some say that is health could be your hero. And health and nutrition, right? Yeah, he could be their hero, but they have no heroes. Fresh always. We're the ones with the heroes. Then we got when you a black person captured by any race. Yes, Lady J. Well, any race soldier, you must have a plus far to flee, comply and defend yourself in court. Also by Nelly Fuller Jr. Nelly Fuller Jr. transitioned exactly a year ago at the age of 95, and he would have been 96 as of this year. ProduceJustice.com. In other words, replace this global system of racism and white supremacy with a system of justice, which guarantees that nobody's mistreated and those that need the most constructive help get it in a constructive manner in all 9 areas of human or people activity. And last but certainly not least, we got racism, white supremacy. The only racism that exists on the planet Earth is conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by the late great master teacher, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, who transitioned exactly 10 years ago at the age of 80 and would have been 90 as of a month ago. And shout out to our FBA brother, Tariq Nasheed out of Los Angeles, California, for paying for her funeral, along with several others, and also for featuring our sister in the newest Hidden Colors 6, which is going to be dropping just in time for Black August. So those are the topics. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
I love Black August.
I'm kind of pressed for time now, so yeah. Get to this. So the first one is this Lego video. They lied to you, Black family. Washington, D.C. was built on a dark secret. So the Legos crew is going to give us the update. Yeah, just in time for Black August Fresh.
In 1790, a new nation needed a capital. They called it a symbol of freedom, democracy, and equality. But what they never told you is who truly built it. The names were never written down. The blood was never honored. Listen.
Every stone you see was placed by hands that were not free.
Every wall, every heart, every monument you see.
500,000 enslaved souls beside the Potomac shore.
And the history books kept.
Yes, I don't know who that troll was earlier, but that fool was on some nonsense. But how are you doing?
No, I'm good, bro. No, I know, bro. I agree with you, you know. Of course, he was on nonsense, you know, because he ain't got no life.
Right. Yeah, he came out the gate trolling. I'm like, who the hell is this? Persian Iverson, really? You gonna name yourself after Iverson? But you hate people? Well, how does that work?
That makes no sense neither, though.
Like what?
Yeah, really, though.
I'm trying to get Shabaka up here. I don't know. Shabaka had any technical difficulties.
Okay. Yeah, but this is interesting. I didn't know about this, though, actually.
Yeah.
No, the video you're playing, I didn't know about that.
Lady Chase says hi, young Riaz.
I said hi.
Hey.
The technical difficulty Shabaka's having is called old ageism. He's an old man. That's the technical difficulty.
Yeah, it's exactly fresh. It's like White Iverson. It makes no sense.
Just like the
Yeah, wait, but you know what, though? I think you could actually understand, though, if I said I'm the Prince of Persia, because I actually have the ancestry to back it, and I also have the genetics to back it, too, you know?
Right, but you wouldn't get up here talking about what Black Nation, how successful Black Nation is there.
No, because I know the truth, bruh.
Like that.
I would never do such a thing, bruh. I know the truth, though.
I used to love playing Prince of Persia. I had it on GameCube. That was my shit. But getting back to this, so the Legos gonna give us an update on how Washington D.C. was created, or the dark secret behind Washington D.C.
Okay.
Why? They never told you more. They lied to you. The White House was not built by willing hands. Enslaved men quarried the stone, cleared the swampland, worked the land. They lied to you. The Capitol dome did not rise from freedom's grace. It rose from chains and rented labor, unpaid wages, stolen days. They lied to you.
They called it the land of the free and the brave, but the bravest ones who built it lived and died as someone's slave. They lied to you.
This is the dark secret buried in the ground. 100 square miles of contradiction.
Now you know what you have found.
1790, the Residence Act was signed into law. George Washington chose the Potomac and nobody questioned the flaw. Maryland ceded the North Bank. Virginia gave up the South. 100 square miles of new power, and slavery lived in their house. Jefferson sat at dinner with Madison and Hamilton that night. They agreed on the capital location, Southern interests fixed the site. Pierre L'Enfant drew the grand plan, wide boulevards and monuments tall. But in 1791, enslaved hands answered the call. He leased African men from their masters to clear every side. They cut the sandstone for the White House, working morning and the night. $5 a month was the wage, paid to the master, not the man. Gerard, Tony, Jack, rented out by Edmund Plowden, the Maryland land. Plowden earned $15 monthly, never lifted one stone with his hand. The National Archives hold the wage rolls, the promissory notes, the proof. The receipts show payments made to masters. That is the documented truth.
Every stone you see was placed by hands that were not free.
Every wall, every hall, every monument you see.
500,000 enslaved souls beside the Potomac shore.
And the history books kept quiet.
They never told you more. They lied to you.
The White House was not built by willing hands. Enslaved men quarried the stone, cleared the swampland, worked the land.
Oh, they lied to you.
The Capitol dome did not rise from freedom's grace. It rose from chains and rented labor,
unpaid wages, stolen days.
Oh, they lied to you.
They called it the land of the free and the brave, but the bravest ones built it, lived and died as someone's slave.
Lied to you. This is the dark secret buried in the ground. 100 square miles of contradiction.
Now you know what you have found.
William Thornton, commissioner of the district, was a slave owner by right. He inherited a West Indies plantation and hired his enslaved men to the site. He proposed offering freedom for capital labor. That promise was never fulfilled. Outside the Capitol window stood the Yellow House slave jail on open ground. Lincoln in 1854 looked out and saw the change. Slave market stood near the White House on F Street and Georgetown's Lane. The National Mall itself, that celebrated ground, was a place of bondage and pain. In 2005, Congress commissioned a study to search the record clear. Senate historian Richard Baker wrote, no one will ever know how many slaves built what stands here.
You walk past the sandstone.
That stone was cut by enslaved hands.
Stand at the Capitol steps.
Those steps were built on stolen plans.
The founding fathers signed
documents of freedom with a quill,
while the people who built that freedom had no freedom still.
For 72 years, the capital of democracy held slavery inside. Placed deliberately between Maryland and Virginia, two slaves stayed side by side. Slavery was not a shadow on the edges of the city's birth. Slavery was the foundation, the labor, the finance, the very worth. The National Archives have the documents. The wage rolls, the promissory notes, the vouchers. Payments made not to the workers, but to the men who owned them. Every visitor who walks into that capital walks past stone cut by enslaved hands. Now you know.
They lied to you. They lied to you.
one. Now go deeper. Because the building was just the beginning. The system behind it ran further than any monument stands tall.
They wrote the laws inside the walls that enslaved hands raised. They debated liberty in chambers built by men who were never praised. The ink dried on the Constitution while the chain stayed on. 400 years of silence, but the record was never gone. They lied to you.
The men who wrote all men are created equal. Owned over 600 enslaved people between the read the sequel.
They lied to you.
George Washington held 277 in bondage on his land. He signed the Residence Act with the same hand and held another man.
They lied to you.
Thomas Jefferson drafted freedom for all mankind. While Sally Hemings and over 600 enslaved souls were left behind.
They lied to you.
The capital was never neutral ground from the start. Slavery was not beside the story.
Slavery
Was the heart. Alexandria voted to lead the district in 1846 and return to Virginia side. The reason recorded in history, they feared the abolition of slavery and wanted to hide. Virginia's retrocession shrank the district. They chose bondage over belonging to the federal land. The slave trade in Washington was not hidden. It operated in full view, openly as planned. Powerful lines of chain, human beings were marched across the National Mall. In broad daylight, heading to southern markets, bought and sold within sight of the Capitol's light. Congress sat inside those walls and debated for decades whether a man could be property or free. While outside the windows, the answer was already visible for anyone willing to see. In 1862, the district emancipated its enslaved population 9 months before the nation, making Washington the first proof that abolition was possible, not a distant speculation.
The Declaration said all men are created equal on a written page. But the city built to honor, it was constructed inside a cage.
The monument is real.
The marble is real.
The marble is real.
The men who never received
The wage are real.
history did not lose them by accident.
History
Buried them on purpose. They lied to you.
again. Again.
Yep. So yeah, we already know that one.
Okay. I learned something new actually. I didn't know about that. I wish I would have. I wish I was taught that actually.
Yeah, they didn't teach all that in the UK.
They didn't though. The only part of American history they ever taught in the UK, the school I went to, was like the old West or something.
Yeah, which was us that
yeah
cultivated.
Yeah. Right. Of course, I agree with you. That's just the only thing I ever learned. Everything else is Eurocentric.
Oh yeah.
Even I didn't even learn about the Persian side too, though. Actually, though, that I wish I've learned. I didn't actually know I had Persian ancestry until I sat down with my grandfather. We literally watched video together, and I had to research my own ancestry.
Right. So this fool was arguing with me. He's like, Iraq is modern day Persia. I said, what about Iran? What about Pakistan.
Yeah, because actually you're right. Part of Pakistan used to be under the Persian Empire because the Persian Empire was in West Asia, right? But they stretched from West Asia to Europe to North Africa and the Indian subcontinent.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that one.
Yeah, so basically the Persians are actually they were West Asians though, just that over time, though, slowly when they lost, when the empire just ended, they slowly, when they lost land and stuff, history happened or whatever, that's how they ended up Middle Eastern now. But actually they originally were West Asian.
Right. Is it?
Yeah, because the dynasty, and also the Persians have been crossing the border though to the Indian subcontinent for 5,000 years, even before they actually considered, incorporating it into their empire anyway.
Right. Well, they just released another Lego video, basically giving the whole history of Persia.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
What I find interesting too, though Persia though honored Malcolm X, since 1964,
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure with all it, they wanted it to be said that way on paper, not to be called Iranian.
Oh wait, they didn't become Iran until like 1935.
Yep.
Some too, but the Holocaust was in it too. Some about Hitler, so
Yeah, wait, but it's related, like, basically they're called the Aryans, though. The real Aryans is actually the Persians. And, because of that event, right, they had to change the name. They had to put two Ys, though, if you're referring to the historical stuff.
Well, it goes deeper than that. Like the real Aryans are the ones that refuse to get with Constantine's program.
Yeah. It goes deeper than that, though. You could elaborate, because I didn't know about that part, though.
Yeah. So they were the followers of Aries. Aries refused to get with the program when they were putting the Bible together. They said there's no one man that's the savior of all mankind. And they threatened to kill him, so his followers fled into what is now Europe.
Okay.
Known as the Aryans.
Okay, yeah, basically, the southern part of Persia is actually, they have my complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically the northern Persians, though, is mostly what everyone knows about. But actually, there's a southern part as well where they're more brown and more darker, actually.
Oh, here it is. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
but wait, did you actually know, though, there's this one dynasty, though, that the tribe I belong to, they claim to be a part of the Canaan dynasty. They ruled before the Phoenicians. They want to
As
say it's
always, we are back again with another
semi-mythological, but
new
it's not.
episode. And here
It was a real dynasty, but sorry.
So this is the damn tether that's been putting these damn videos together. So I know it was a goddamn tether that was behind this shit. But there he is, y'all, in the flesh.
Okay.
So he did one about the history of Persia, how Persia became Iran. The story no one told you.
we are using Lego to illustrate the historical facts that most people don't really know about, the historical facts that have been lost during our existence, and the historical facts that people don't really care about, that people are trying to, or the government are trying to hide. We're bringing every historical fact to your faces using Lego animation. So I want you to enjoy every bit of it. And as always, keep supporting us.
The name Persia was given by outsiders. The people called their land Iran for over 3,000 years. In 1935, the world was told to change what it called them. This is what happened.
The Greeks called the land Persians after the province of Pars. The people inside that land called it Iran from the start. Iran means land of the Aryans in the old Iranian tongue. That name existed before the Persian Empire was young.
Yeah.
They did not rename the country in 1935. They told the world to use the name that kept the truth alive. Iran was always Iran before the Western world arrived. Persia was a foreign label. Iran is what survived.
Yeah. The Achaemenid Empire rose in the 6th century BC. Cyrus the Great founded it from the region called Parsa. Greek historians wrote Persis when they documented the land. European languages adopted Persia from that Greek hand. The Iranians themselves never used the name Persia once. They wrote Iran in their own records across every province. The Avestan word Ariana meant the land of the noble people. This is documented in Zoroastrian scripture as original. It's a sign that empire used Aaron Shah as their official state name. Arishah means the realm of Iran. It recorded the same claim. Aristorians after the 7th century invasion wrote Iran. Islamic chronicles from Baghdad to Cairo confirm this was the plan. The Mongols who conquered in 1258 still call it Iran. Every internal document, every coin, every inscription kept that name on.
The Greeks called the land Persis after the province of Pax. The people inside that land called it Iran from the start. Iran means land of the Aryans in the old Iranian tongue. That name existed before the Persian Empire was young. They did not rename the country in 1935. They told the world to use the name that kept the truth alive. Iran was always Iran before the Western world arrived. Persia was a foreign label. Iran is what survived.
Yeah. Reza Shah Pahlavi became the power in 1925. He modernized the state and kept Iranian identity alive. In March of 1935, he sent a circular to foreign states. He requested that all governments use Iran in diplomatic exchange. The Iranian embassy in Berlin made the formal request in writing. The League of Nations received the notification without fighting. Reza Shah connected the name change to a pan-Aryan political movement. He aligned with Germany under Nazi influence during that period. This political timing is documented in diplomatic correspondence. The name Iran was not new, only its international acceptance. Western nations had used Persia in great agreements for centuries. British Petroleum was operating under the Anglo-Persian Oil Company. In 1935, that company changed its name accordingly. Anglo-Persian became Anglo-Iranian. The record confirms this publicly.
Iran was always the name the people used. Persia was what you chose in a world confused. 1935 was a correction sent by me. The people proclaimed their name. That is the full detail.
Ancient Persepolis was built by Iranian kings on Iranian soil. Darius the Great inscribed the word Aryan rock with Iranian toil. The Dehistan inscription carved in 519 BC confirms the name. Old Persian cuneiform records show Aria was the people's self-claimed frame. Linguists trace the word Iran directed from the Proto-Iranian root Ariana. This is not political language. This is documented language history. The name was never lost. It was never invented. It was always there. What changed in 1935 was the language and the foreign affair. Iran told the world, stop using a name that is not ours. The history is documented. The record is clear. Many people believe Persia disappeared and Iran replaced it. The historical record tells a different story. Persia And Iran described the same civilization through different names, languages, and historical traditions.
Before modern borders were drawn, before global diplomacy spread,
the people of this land had names for themselves, and foreign nations had different names as well. Persia was known across the world.
Iran was known at home for centuries.
Two names connected to one civilization.
A story shaped by language, empire, and identity.
The change was not a sudden replacement.
It was a recognition of an older national name.
To understand the present,
We must understand the historical record.
the roots of Iran reach back thousands of years. Ancient peoples known as the Aryans migrated into the Iranian plateau during the second millennium BCE. The word Iran developed from terms meaning
Land of the Aryans.
long before modern governments existed. Forms of this name appeared in historical and cultural traditions. The Persian people emerged as one of several Iranian groups during the 6th century BCE. The Achaemenid Empire was established under Cyrus the Great. This empire expanded across vast territories stretching from Asia to Africa and Europe. Because the Persians became politically dominant, foreign observers often use Persia as the name for the empire and the region. Greek writers played a major role in spreading this name. They referred to the Persians and the empire using terms that evolved into the word Persia in European languages over centuries. European maps, books, and diplomatic records continued this tradition. Despite this, the inhabitants of the region continued using names connected to Iran. Historical texts from different eras contain references to Iran or Iran Shah, meaning the realm or land of the Iranians. The Sasanian Empire, which ruled from the 3rd to the 7th century CE, frequently used such terminology in official and cultural contexts.
One civilization, two different naming traditions. One used abroad, one preserved at home.
Persia was known across the world.
Iran was known at home for centuries.
Two names connected to one civilization.
A story shaped by language, empire, and identity.
The change
was not a sudden replacement. It was a recognition of an older national name.
To understand the present,
we must understand historical record.
By the 20th century, the country was interacting with a rapidly changing international system. In 1935, during the reign of Reza Shah Pahlavi, foreign governments were officially asked to use the name Iran in diplomatic correspondence. This request reflected a desire to align international usage with the name already familiar to many citizens. The decision did not erase Persian history, culture, or language. Persian remained a major cultural identity and continued as the name of the country's dominant language. Literature, art, architecture, and historical scholarship still use the term Persian in many contexts. Confusion emerged because many people outside the country assumed a completely new nation had appeared in reality. The state had adopted international recognition of a name with ancient roots.
During the 20th century, scholars and cultural figures debated the use of Persia
and Iran. Some preferred Persia when discussing cultural achievements, while others favored Iran for political and national identity.
Today, both terms remain important. Iran is the official name of the country. Persia
continues
to describe historical periods,
cultural traditions, and aspects
of heritage connected to the Persian people and language.
Persia did not vanish.
Iran
Iran did not suddenly appear. The names traveled different paths.
Yet both tell the story of one enduring civilization.
History becomes clear when names are understood in context. Political names,
Cultural names and historical names.
and historical names.
Often coexist.
The story is not about replacement.
It is about continuity across thousands of years.
Yeah. Before modern borders were drawn, before
Global diplomacy spread.
the people of this land had names for themselves, and foreign nations had different names as well.
Persia was known across the world.
Iran was known at home for centuries.
Two names connected to one civilization.
The story shaped by language, empire,
An identity
the change.
was not a sudden replacement
It was a recognition
of an older national name.
to understand the present.
We must understand the historical record.
Yeah. The roots of Iran reach back thousands of years. Ancient peoples known as the Aryans migrated into the Iranian plateau. Tells a different story, Persia. But Iran described the same civilization through different names, languages, and historical traditions.
Okay. That's interesting. No, I just use the term Persia for historical purposes, you know?
Yeah. See, I would call it Persia too, but I didn't know Iran had already existed before that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was talking to someone else. It's all right, bro. I understand what you mean. Sorry, it's just really hard, though, you know? So wait, did I say Indo-Aryan? No, because I'm like a breed between the both. I'm a new set of people. So my real history, right, started in the 13th century, right? Anything before me has nothing to do with me. So whatever history in India, you know, the Indian subcontinent before the 13th century, that's their history, not my history. Anything between, you know, the Persia before that, that's kind of mine, but it's not. So I'm like an ethnogenesis. Anyways, though, what's next?
Karmelo Anthony to be tried by all-white jury.
Oh, okay. I heard about this topic, man.
So I got like 2 videos lined up for this.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy, bruh. I just hope, pray for that young bro, though. I hope, you know, he can make it, you know?
Frisco 18-year-old accused of stabbing and killing another student at a track meet was indicted today for first-degree murder. Karmelo Anthony is accused of killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf in the stadium stands during the April meet. Anthony was 17 at the time and has been charged as an adult. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more tonight. Amelia.
Steve, the indictment is the natural next step in any criminal case, and it paves the way for the case to move closer to a potential trial. The Collin County DA's office and Karmelo Anthony's defense attorney released video statements about the indictment. Both shared that they will be ready to present their case in court when the time comes. Tuesday, a Collin County grand jury indicted 18-year-old Karmelo Anthony for first degree. He's accused of stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco ISD track meet earlier this year. Anthony was 17 at the time of the stabbing, and he's being tried as an adult. The Collin County District Attorney's Office released a rare video statement about the indictment.
When something like this happens at a school event, it shakes people to the core. But let's remember that the justice system works best when it moves with steadiness and principle. That's what we're committed to, and that's what this case deserves.
Anthony's defense attorney also put out a video statement reiterating Anthony's claims that he acted in self-defense.
We expect that when the full story is heard, the prosecution will not be able to rule out the reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony may have acted in self-defense.
Hey, this is so sad, this Karmelo Anthony situation. Right. Now, with everything that's going on in the country right now, you got Chud the Builders, you got a whole bunch of immigrants going around saying bad things about foundational Black Americans. You got a whole bunch of wild stuff going on. So now we remember the Karmelo Anthony case happened some months ago where he unalived this W boy under a rainy tent over there in Dallas, was like Frisco, Texas or somewhere. And everybody's been anticipating and waiting. Now we just seen a situation with Cyrus Belton, right? Cyrus Cameron Belton, the 14-year-old that was unalived by Rick Child, an Asian guy, right? Where he chased him out of his store and piled him in the back, right? And he was just found not guilty and was got off. And, you know, the jury deliberated for 15 minutes and came back, man. So now you got this guy. And what I want to do is indict black leadership. Black leadership ain't worth nothing in this country, man. At what point do like this stuff stop? So why are you saying all of this, George? Well, Karmelo Anthony now is on trial in this town that's like 1% black, and the whole jury, he doesn't have a jury of his peers. They brought in over 500 people. All of the jury members are, none of the jury members are black. None of them. With everything that's going on right now. And we already seen what white America has been saying. That's a shame, man. That's messed up, man. But it is what it is. Y'all want us to keep voting for these black leadership and all that, man. Y'all are failures, man. Failures. Right. Nothing. You get nothing done. This is sad, man.
Everybody, I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Within the last hour, a jury has been chosen to decide the closely watched murder trial of Karmelo Anthony.
More than 500 people were on the list of potential jurors, but the jury will not include anyone who is black, despite this case being racially charged. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now. Alex.
Hey guys, good evening. That's right. And I can tell you that a court spokesperson confirmed that there are indeed no black jurors on this panel. And I can tell you that before this jury panel was seated, the defense objected to 3 black women being struck by the prosecution. Now, the prosecution contended that it was due to the fact that the women were educators, noting that this incident happened at a school function with young students. The defense then pointed out that those were 3 of those were 100% of the available black jurors in what's called the strike zone, adding that the state struck all 3. The judge went out and reviewed their questionnaires and came back and said that the defense's challenge to the 3 jurors being dismissed was denied. The judge said the court found that the state had non-racial means to strike the jurors. Now, background, Karmelo Anthony, 17 at the time, is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year at a Frisco ISD track meet. Anthony was reportedly sitting under a tent for a school that he did not attend. Witnesses say the two got into an argument and Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. Police said that Anthony told them he acted in self-defense. Now, this case has become racially charged, fueled in large part by online speculation, rumors, and misinformation. On Wednesday, attorneys for both sides got an hour and 45 minutes to question the reduced poll of these potential jurors. They were questioned on their views on a variety of topics, including race, how they felt about serving on this case, and if they would hold it against the defendant if he chose not to testify on his own behalf. The defense also tried to gauge if the potential jurors would be uncomfortable giving Anthony a lower sentence if there is a guilty verdict.
Now, the state says that they dismissed these 3 black women because they were educators, right? Now, we know that said that there may be bias in the case, but then you shouldn't go with no white folks either, because then there's bias in the case. There's always been bias in the case, right? So you got these 3 black people on there. So how about the countless times that black people have went on trial with all W jurors and we were just found not guilty, open and shut case, right? But again, black leadership, where the hell are you? Right. Where y'all at? Y'all too busy being redistricting. Y'all ain't got time to handle nothing. Y'all ain't got power, but then y'all run your mouth about the young grassroots where you guys get nothing done. What I'm saying is this, it's 2026. How is this still happening? Dr. King been dead since 1968, right? So when you look at the accomplishments of black leadership since 1970 into now, squatter, failure. You still riding the civil rights. As a matter of fact, you're not even riding the civil rights anything, because that's being repelled. Because you didn't do a good enough job of what our grandparents did. You failed your grandparents. You got things. You're being redistricted. They redoing the Voting Rights Act. These kids are still being pow, and you have no power to stop it. So now in this high-profile case, you allowed the state to get rid of these black potential jurors because they said that there could be potential bias, but allow all these white folks to be on there. We see what all these white folks are saying across America in regards to this case. It's a disgrace, man. And you wonder why young black people don't want to be affiliated with anything part of black leadership. It's a failure. It's powerless. No power connected to it. So now you outside protesting, holding up the meaningless fists that don't mean any damn thing.
This high-profile case continues to draw supporters and spectators to the Collin County Courthouse. We saw another group of folks demonstrating at the entrance of the courthouse this afternoon. We expect that to continue throughout the trial, which the judge hopes to have wrapped up by the end of next week. And I can tell you that 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony was in court today for the proceedings. He was wearing a suit with a tie and a purple shirt, which is also the color many of his supporters have been wearing. He did take some notes during the proceedings. I can also tell you that there does appear to be some minorities on this jury panel. Again, however, none of them are African-American. Opening statements begin tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Now, again, are people out there protesting, holding up the fists? But the thing is, there's no power in that. The power is in the politics and the court systems and having power to make things happen, right? So you got them getting rid of the black people, and so now you have no representation for this black boy. None. Y'all failed this black boy. Before it even started, y'all failed him. But y'all want us to go in there and just vote Democrat. Just go vote, and y'all see what's the plan. Ain't no plan, because the plan we have for y'all is a colossal failure. Over and over and over and over and over again. We just got to wait. Yep. So y'all know about today because I'm pissed off. Right? Then you got Megyn Kelly and these W's on there justifying it, right? They're justifying a predominantly W jury.
The particular jurisdiction where this is going to be held, Collin County, 2024 election results, interestingly, went 54% for Trump, 43% for Harris. It's 54% white. It's 0.7% black, 16% Hispanic or Latino, 18% Indian, it says. I don't know if they mean Asian or American, but it's predominantly white. And so, you're probably going to have a jury that reflects that general makeup. Not sure exactly how that will play, but certainly should play better than the OJ trial played in Los Angeles for, a jury that was predominantly minority and had a grudge against the cops. Phil mentions the thing about provoking, Ashley. The thing is, Karmelo Anthony could argue that he was provoked potentially by Austin putting hands on him. Number one, Phil's right. The force you use after somebody lays hands on you cannot be disproportionate. Deadly force cannot be used just because somebody places hands on you. Even if it's a push or a shove or like a try to pushing you out of the tent, that's not going to work. But even let's say he's going to say, I thought he had a weapon or something like that. If you provoked him into laying those hands on you, you can't win on a self-defense defense.
Right. It's going to be a very difficult case for the defense. I think we have a little bit of a hint as to what they're going to argue in some of the statements. He hasn't made a lot of statements, but the defense lawyer did make a statement that I've looked at a couple times. He said something about the state's not going to be able to disprove beyond a reasonable doubt that this was self-defense. So I think even he has recognized that this isn't what we would call a perfect self-defense. It's a very messy self-defense, but I think he's going to put it up anyway. And honestly, I don't think he has a lot of other options other than for him to, present this to the prosecution and plead for mercy, which is what he should have done because he murdered this kid. I mean, he definitely murdered this poor child who should be graduating high school and getting ready to go off to college, should be enjoying his last summer before college. And instead his parents are mourning his loss. I mean, it is murder. And I don't think a jury is going to cut him any sympathy. The fact that he walked up to this tent where, you got to think about the situation. It's a track meet where there's lots of different tents. Everybody is there under their own school's tent. We look at it through a race lens, but these are events where you don't really go up to, your opponent and go and hang out with them. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't go the other
say, get out.
Right. That's not racial.
Try going to a Giants game and sitting on the wrong side. This happens at every sporting event.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like you're going in the locker room of your opponent and being like, hey, let's hang out. What do you expect? And so, if this guy laid hands on him, laying hands on him does not mean that this kid was in reasonable fear of an immediate bodily injury, a serious bodily injury. You can't just be scared that you're going to get pushed. You have to be scared that you're going to die or you're literally going to lose your limbs or something super, super significant.
So you heard what that double said? If he laid hands on himself, but then they always like to use, you can't tell how the type of force people should be able to use, right? When you feel like you're being attacked. So they like to maneuver and make the law work for whatever they think it should work for because they believe they have a right to govern you. They believe they have a right to rule over you. You are nobody to them. You are primitive people. We civilized you. You have all the rights you have because we chose to give them to you. That's what they believe. And the sad part is, there's a lot of black people that believe that. Now, if I say that to them directly, they'll say no, but watch their actions. Watch how they move. Watch how they behave. They believe that. And a lot of your sellouts believe this, right? They're talking about the OJ trial. But what about George Steiny? What about Reese Teller, right? Down there in Alabama, what happened to her? And all white grand jury refused to indict after they did that, what they did to that woman down there in Alabama. What about what they did to George Steiny? I mean, I can go on and on and on. Inside these courtrooms during the crack era, right? The Joe Biden 86 crime bill. All the stuff that they've done, right? Man, they've done all kinds of weirdo stuff to us, man. But they get away with it, and these W's don't have no problem with it. And a lot of y'all like to run all through that W cooch or let the Pink Panther run in your womb. Well, this is what they think about you, man. The sad part is you think this about yourself. That's why you surrender yourself over there to them people, man. Mm-hmm. And this is what they do. This is what they do. They find any excuses they can to justify why they do the things that they do to you and why your black ass should be in prison forever. Mm-hmm. Ever. You ain't nothing but a primate to them. Uncivilized primate. And that's the way that they view you. That's the way that they've always viewed you. The problem is a lot of y'all out there view yourself. You agree with what they said about your behavior and your actions, man. And man, this is so sad, bro. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.
Front Line Blacc News. Sorry, y'all.
Family and fellow soldiers, I'm the professor, and
I'm gonna slow it down for Professor, but I have to speed it up for George. Yeah, to hell with Megan Ku plus Kelly and what she had to say. And any of them other troglodytes that keep saying, oh, it wasn't justified. Yes, it was. Everybody else got the right to self-preservation but us. Yeah, I heard her, Shabaka. To hell with her. All right, so Professor's going to give us his take on the situation. Karmelo Anthony to be tried by all-white jury.
This is the moment of truth. The jury for the Karmelo Anthony trial has been impaneled, and as we've seen in every other criminal trial in America, the prosecutors made sure to zero in on whatever black people were in the potential jury pool and to have them struck from consideration. The prosecutors selectively singled out only the black jurors, all three of them, and used their peremptory challenges to exclude them. When Karmelo Anthony's defense attorneys pointed out that these black jurors were being excluded because of race, the prosecutors claimed that they struck them from the jury due to their occupation as educators. I'm not making that up. That's what these prosecutors said, that these three black women, and only these three, were unfit to sit on the jury because they were educators. So apparently being in the educational field makes you unqualified to sit on a Texas jury. Well, given how the racist punk in the wheelchair, Greg Abbott, has been on a jihad to ban school books, maybe the prosecutors are telling the truth. But even if we were so silly as to believe that that was the case, then why, as Karmelo Anthony's lawyers asked, did the prosecutors not strike a white woman who was also an educator? There's no exact quote from the prosecutors on their excuse for that, but the white media is doing their job and offering excuses for them. So the white media is trying to claim that, well, it's because this white woman, she didn't work with school-aged children. Now, the prosecutors didn't say that. The white media is saying that it seems to be. That's the wording that they're using. Now, since when has being a school teacher ever been a disqualifying factor from jury duty?
Right.
Since the teachers in question were black, that's when. This is white racism doing the old, I'm white and I said so. What the prosecutors are doing is illegal under the U.S. Supreme Court's Batson v. Kentucky ruling in 1986, which prohibits using race to remove prospective jurors. Yeah. But as we see with every other form of anti-black discrimination, the perpetrators are allowed to do it and to engage in this behavior openly, so long as they don't admit that it was racial. They can just use any flimsy, feeble lie they want, and the white authorities will play along and give it a wink and a nod and pretend like they believe it, when in reality, everyone knows exactly what the real reason is, and that's the entire point. This is white supremacy engaged in a blatant double standard, where if you're a white racist, you can go ahead and discriminate against black people and just say it was for some other reason, and nobody questions it, they just accept it. On the other hand, if you're black and you actually stand up for justice, well, they say, well, there must be something racial behind it. That's the entire point. It's white fiat. That boy shouldn't even be on trial. Right. Karmelo Anthony maintained from the very beginning, from the moment the police violated his rights by arresting him, that he was innocent and that he had been attacked by the white man that he's accused of stabbing. The police put it in their report that he said, I was protecting myself, and that the man, Metcalf, had put his hands on me. He used that phrase repeatedly, saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to. Yep. Karmelo Anthony has been completely consistent with his defense from the very beginning. See, what the white media would love to do in this case is to dirty him up. They've done everything that they could to try to see if they could find a way to smear him, but they couldn't. And they really were furious when his outrageous bond, which shouldn't even have been assigned in the first place, got reduced because he has no criminal record. He has no priors. But forget about a reduced bond. He shouldn't even be on trial in the first place. Now, the Karmelo Anthony case has a number of similarities to another case of a black citizen who was forced to have to defend himself from a white aggressor. John White of Long Island, I've told you about him before. His son was a teenager who was violently attacked at a party by a gang of racist white thugs. When Mr. White's son went home, these white thugs got in their car, and in the middle of the night, they went to the home of John White and called themselves standing outside of Mr. White's home, demanding that he send his son out. This was a white lynch mob, not in the South, but in a northern state, New York, no less. And Mr. White protected his family from this racist white mob, as he should. Right. But the similarities between the John White case and the Karmelo Anthony case don't stop there. The father of the man who attacked Karmelo Anthony staged an ambush disturbance while the family was conducting a press conference. His behavior was so egregious and he was so disruptive that the police had to force him to leave. Now, this is the father of the man who attacked Karmelo Anthony. He made it a point to surveil the family of Karmelo Anthony and then to disrupt a press conference they were conducting, and he had to finally be removed by the police. Now, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If this is how the father behaves in public, does anyone think that his son was somehow more restrained? By the way, the white media reported on this incident in the most flowery and gentle of terms they could. They described the assailant's father as having attended the family's press conference, as if he was an invited guest, even though in the very next sentence, they admitted he hadn't been invited to the event. He didn't attend. He decided that he was going to crash the event. That's what he did. And this kind of parental belligerence was also evident in the case of John White, because the father of the racist white teenager who called himself attacking Mr. White's son, this guy was also a loudmouth who liked to go on angry tirades, much like the father of the man who attacked Karmelo Anthony. It's very easy to see where this white teenager got the idea that he could assault a black child, then go to the child's family's home and call himself threatening the family's safety. Mr. White didn't let the racist prosecutors or police in New York intimidate him from protecting himself or his family. Violent punks who attacked his child came to his home, they threatened him, and he protected himself and his family. But there's also one more similarity between the Karmelo Anthony case and the John White railroading: the jury. Because you see, in the case of Mr. White, prosecutors in New York also were allowed to engineer an all-white jury. Out of the 12 jurors, only one was black. But of course, as the Black grassroots, we know that as we saw in other trials, like the woman of color immigrant in the George Zimmerman trial, prosecutors tend to allow one and only one little black juror to be there, just so long as they already know in advance what this token Negro is going to do. We've seen that one before more than once. In the case of John White, at least 2 of the white jurors later went on the record saying that they had wanted to acquit Mr. White, but that they faced intense pressure from the other white jurors. One of the white jurors, a woman named Donna Marshak, said, "I haven't felt right since the trial ended. I definitely have some regrets about not sticking to it." She said she couldn't believe that some of the people right away knew that he was guilty after an hour. That, quote, "some of the jurors seemed like they didn't want to listen." Well, that's what happens when you have racial ideologues who have already made up their minds. Trials are not meant to produce justice under white supremacy. Trials are meant to incarcerate black citizens and to give a procedural exemption from the law to white offenders. But prosecutors and judges know that this only works so long as they make sure the juries have no black people on them. I've told you for years now that there's a psychology that goes along with jury compositions. The same way that people who want to acquit can be pressured into convicting someone anyway, even when they know that it's wrong, the opposite is also true. When you have people of conscience in that jury room, 3 or 4 of them, then they can encourage one another, and it becomes a hell of a lot harder to get them to cave in to some belligerent white racist who try to harass or harangue them into doing what white power wants. In the case of O.J. Simpson's criminal trial, there were 8 black jurors. That's why there was a just verdict. In the O.J. Simpson civil trial, however, there were only 2 black jurors, and at least one of them was an intersectional wannabe bedwench. And in the O.J. Simpson trial in Nevada, there was an all-white jury. So the composition of a jury is crucial. It is key to what kind of verdict is going to come out of that trial. This is why in most criminal trials, black people in general and black men in specific are systematically and deliberately targeted by prosecutors to be struck from the jury. We see this across the board. Red states, blue states, purple states, doesn't matter. If there's a criminal trial going on, the very first thing prosecutors do is to use all of their peremptory challenges to remove any black people from the jury pool. Not only do these crooked clerks of court make sure that very few, if any, black people are ever chosen to be part of the jury pool, but prosecutors make it standard operating procedure to target those black potential jurors to be removed regardless. Now, by law, they're not supposed to be able to do that. But we see that black potential jurors are guaranteed to be challenged by a white prosecutor, and it happens every single time. You want to know why the railroading of O.J. Simpson failed the first time? Because Johnny Cochran made sure that there were black jurors, specifically black men on that jury. But as we see in the case of Karmelo Anthony, they wanted to make sure that they would preempt that from the beginning. They excluded as many black people as possible from the jury pool before the voir dire process even began. The inclusion of black jurors must be established as a matter of law. Where black defendants are concerned, there must be a requisite number of black jurors because those are their peers. And the same way these racist judges need to be monitored and their rulings cataloged so we can have a record of how they hand down the harshest sentences against black defendants and give the lightest sentences to the white ones, we also need to monitor and catalog the behavior of these prosecutors too. That way, when they consistently always keep striking a disproportionate number of black jurors from a jury pool, that prosecutor should be prosecuted for misconduct. The laws must be made to address their illegal behavior and to actually punish it. That's the part that's missing. And it's why we have to get the Negro bootlicks out of office, because not one of them has made it a point to introduce, much less fight for this kind of needed legislation. See, an anti-black hate crime law should also include measures to protect us from judicial hate criminals too. It is indisputable now that Karmelo Anthony is being railroaded. The judge knows that the striking of those black women off the jury was done strictly based on race. But as we saw with the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, these judges are more often than not the most corrupt scumbags in the courtroom. And yes, we must make an issue of these all-white juries. That is an intolerable problem. And this problem starts with these clerks of court who are usually the ones responsible for selecting the jury pool. The places where these black defendants are railroaded into prison are not 100% white, and yet the juries are almost always 100% white. The white racist in government use these processes to weed out black people. And since there's no actual mechanism in place to stop them, they're allowed to just violate the law with impunity. Black people are only 13% of the population, but over 60% of wrongful convictions. And you want to know why that is? Because in virtually all of these cases, you had an all-white jury. This is not an accident. This is white power moving the lynch mob from in front of the courthouse to inside the jury room. But the behavior of these white jurors and the outcome is the same. As the jurors in the John White trial said, at every step of the process, white power wants to set up ways to engineer the outcome that it wants. But again, this game only works so long as they have their flunkies and operatives at every single step of the process. Remove even one of them, and the game's up. Remember the black citizens who were wrongly accused of carjacking Elon Musk's white racist Doge punks? Well, there was a black judge on that case, one who isn't a bootlick, and she did her job and gave those black youth the same treatment that white defendants get. That's justice, which is why Elon Musk came down from his meth-induced high just long enough to whine about it. He knows better than most how important it is to have his flunkies at every step of a process. See, that's the difference one black judge can make to stop a railroading. But we need more than that. We need black prosecutors with integrity, not butt-kissing trash like Alvin Bragg. We need judges like Olu Stevens, and we need a robust legal process in place that promotes a justice system and punishes prosecutors for excluding and discriminating against black jurors and trying to hand black defendants over to a legalized white lynch mob. Justice, like power, is far too important to be left up to chance.
Right.
Good day. And be one. I'd like to take a moment to mention some of our contributors: Tyrell Davis, Arlaz, Sabrina Scott, Derek Williams, and Samora Morris. Salute to them and thank you to everyone for listening, liking, and sharing this message. Black empowerment only exists because of you.
All right, Grand Rising, Michael. What's Grand Afternoon?
Hey, Jesse. Good afternoon. Hi, Lady. How you guys doing today?
All right, all right. What are your thoughts on Karmelo Anthony being tried by all white jury?
Yeah, so Karmelo Anthony facing trial, given that the juries are mostly white, very racist, unfair, and that's not really like a fair representation. Also, it doesn't have merit. How can you have white jurors making a case against Karmelo Anthony, right?
Right.
And in the comments I said, it's interesting. White people, most white people, or Mzungus, I should say, are against racial quotas for FBAs, right? But white people don't have a problem imposing their own racial quotas when it comes to like everyone has to be white. So I think that most white people, they're contradicting themselves, and especially in this case, because white people can't say, how can most white people say that they're for justice, equality, and fairness when their own are majority white and have very little representation of FBAs or other groups of people? And I'm sure you understand too, just like this is nothing new. It's been like a repeated cycle, right? And the same thing with the Rodney King case, right? Going back to 1992, majority of the jurors were white at that time. Very few, Hispanics and Asians. And yeah, it tells me that like what Professor Black Truth said, that most white people, serve on jury duty, are pretty much like the
Cans.
Yes, Karen cans, and pretty much like gangs. I mean, like white mobsters.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, big time, right? And even I was just doing a quick ChatGPT search, right, while I was watching the video. So I found out about what President Trump can do for American freemen. What executive orders he can issue for American freedmen when it comes to anti-black hate crime bill. So it says, I'll read it. I'm not sure how long. It's quite long, but I'm just going to read the short version. It says, if President Trump can use executive power to recognize Afrikaners as victims of race-based discrimination, then he can use executive power to recognize American freedmen of chattel slavery as victims of U.S. sanctioned slavery, Jim Crow, land theft, labor exploitation, housing discrimination, anti-black racism. And he can order the federal government to build the machinery for cash paying reparations now, right? So he can do is set up an institution, right? Get the
Yeah.
U.S. Department of, let me see if I, yes, I'm sorry, directing Treasury and DOJ to design the American Freedmen Redress Fund, ordering agencies to identify existing lawful funding streams, creating a limits-based eligibility framework, and sending Congress proposed legislation for direct cash payments. That's what he can do at the executive level. However, he's very limited in terms of issuing checks because it has to go through Congress.
Right.
Yeah. So when I saw this on ChatGPT, so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna send him a memo, updated memo. But I have to say this that he's limited in issuing checks, but he could definitely set up agencies for American freedmen, and that it's going to have to go through Congress when it comes to appropriations to issue checks. And I know this is I know this is like parts of good news you wanted to hear. I know the other news is not that great.
Yeah. Well, ChatGPT, Trump was able to do all kinds of stuff without congressional approval.
Exactly right. And I pushed,
do it.
right, and I pushed back at ChatGPT. I said, no, President Trump had no problem doing something for white people, so why he couldn't do the same thing for American freedmen? And ChatGPT said, that said to me I was correct, but it gave me like an updated version, but it said that that the president can issue like full executive
orders,
right, for American freedmen, but it has a limited President Trump has limited powers to issue executive orders for American freedmen in terms of setting the terms of setting the Freedmen Agency bill, but it has to go through unfortunately a congressional has to go through a congressional vote.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I'm disappointed. I'm sorry, Jesse. Yeah, but
Stalin, if he wanted to do it, he could do the shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
money for white people. Why is it so hard to do it for American freedmen?
Exactly. Yeah. So I know, Carolyn told me like don't send a memo. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send a memo as an experiment. You know what I mean?
I hope you're wrong too, Shabaka. I really hope you're wrong.
Yeah, because Karmelo Anthony definitely needs justice. You know what I mean? Because he acted on his own defense, right? Because Metcalf was the perpetrator, and he was the one who started the fight first, and Karmelo was the one who's defending himself.
Exactly, but basically, if they say he's guilty, then they're saying that it's open season on us black family and our children.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, and like what Shabaka said, yeah, definitely, yeah, that's true. That the Simi Valley was an all-white juror, 1992. Yes, and yeah, and like I said earlier, I said that most Asian people, right? They have a close proximity to whiteness. When they have a close proximity to whiteness,
oh, snap! Got Breeze in the building. Certified
hey
salute.
Breeze, hey Breeze, how you doing today? Yeah, what's up, Breeze? Yes, but yeah, I was saying that when most Asian people have a close proximity to whiteness, it means that they use their skin color as economic currency.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Pay for a pill, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so, yeah, to me, like Asians didn't really almost not that different from white people, from most racist white people, because Asians perpetuate anti-black racism, white supremacy, and even though they started to vote blue, but they have not moved past their anti-black racism to this day. Since 2000, meaning that when they started voting for Democrats in higher number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so for my people collectively, they definitely need a lot of education.
Yes, here earlier.
Ruiz, right?
And Goddess Nabi was in the chat too.
Oh yes, shout out to her as well. Yep. Hey, Breeze. Hey, Breeze Omega. How you doing today? Yeah.
I'm running late, y'all. I'm like an hour late, and I got an appointment in like an hour. So
hour or two. Yeah, I have a client. Yeah, I have work around like almost 3 p.m. So I won't stay too long. But yeah, Breeze made a good point about how like there's no that how Breeze made a good point, right? That there's no that foundation Black Americans don't have any real friends or allies because of how Asian people perceive FBAs and how they treated them in the past, and that the past is always going to mirror the present.
Yeah.
And and even as you listened to Jesse yesterday, I said Breeze. You know what Phil said? That in order for
he's shouting you out, Michael.
Oh,
Breeze.
thank you, Breeze. Breeze, thank you so much. Shout out to you, Breeze, for courageous work. And I know Breeze was very courageous. I don't know how he had a lot of patience dealing with that agitated Vietnamese Brad at work.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know because I know for most foundation Black Americans, I know the patience with them is running very thin, and it's like it's like Vietnamese people and other Asians need to recognize that FBAs are not going to come to their rescue anymore.
Right.
And right. And so that's why I understand why Philip Scott said it's very important for FBAs to create a lot of Black owned enterprises. So that way there are a lot of options in case foundational Black Americans continue to experience anti-Black racism from Brad, Becky, Miss Chang, Miss Wynn, Miss Gonzalez, etc. Right?
Right.
Because every day foundational Black Americans at work are in a fight-flight mode every day, 24/7. It's either you survive or what is that? I can't remember if it's either you survive or swim, and it gets very
Sink or swim.
exactly right, like survival of the fittest, in other words, and it's very taxing on FBA's body, mentally, physically, and just dealing with a lot of micro aggressions, right?
Yeah.
And I know Demetra K emphasized in previous podcasts. She said, I'm just paraphrasing what she said, right? Correct me on this. I think she said, in order for me to go to shop at Asian-owned businesses, there has to be at least 50% of Black Americans working for Asian-owned businesses,
Right.
right?
That's the only way.
Right. And I thought about what she said, right? But then I realized that, okay, Demetra, right? Even if Asian people do employ employ FBAs, FBAs are still going to be subjected to anti-Black racism from Asian business managers, Asian colleagues. So I don't think that's a great idea, because to me, like the calculus has not been changed at all.
Said if you're gonna patronize them, at least make sure they hire 50% of their staff is Black owned.
Oh, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So to me, there should be 100% FBA owned businesses. So it's not only one state, but across 50 states.
When they go out,
nationally.
white supremacy goes out their way to sabotage those businesses.
Right. And I realized too why Asians, Hispanics, white people don't have their business sabotaged, because laws were not created against them. The laws were created to benefit them, indirectly, and that is very wrong.
Yeah.
And I totally understand why. Oh, go ahead, Jesse. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm saying it's wrong, but that's how it was designed.
Yeah, how it's designed, exactly how the system was designed, right? And it's so funny, it's so funny how like Asian people on Twitter, YouTube, and Breeze, you're welcome for me holding the show down yesterday. Sorry, yeah, you're welcome, Breeze. Yes, but what I was gonna say, can't remember. I think I lost my train of thought. So it's like I said, it's like very wrong, and there you go. I was about to say how like this. I saw this Asian guy on Twitter, right? He was making like stereotypical comments about FBAs. He was saying that.
Yeah, I seen his punk ass on Lisa Cabrera. I'm gonna play that tomorrow on Front Line Blacc.
Yeah,
but I
that's
gotta move on to the next topic. So we're gonna keep Karmelo definitely in our thoughts and prayers. Him and his family. That it is a acquittal. This young man was defending himself against two Nabiscos that thought that they could bogart him about the tent during a rainstorm, and he defended himself. So
Yeah, I pray for Karmelo get racial justice too, and he has to be compensated $100 million as well.
100 million.
I mean, 400.
Mr.
Let's say $1 billion. How about that?
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That'd be real nice. All right, so moving along, we got that Chud the Bussy, otherwise known as Chud the Builder, Dalton Etherly. He is not being allowed out of jail, even though he has apparently raised enough money for bond. They're not letting him out. So great news, great news, great news. So I think it's George going to give us, no, it's Tariq. Tariq going to give us an update on this.
Etherly probably makes it to the parking lot about 1:12. Starts walking across. That's on the North 2nd Street side. Starts walking across. Selfie stick in hand. Immediately walks right in front of Mr. and Mrs. Fox. And now we don't have audio yet of it, but he stops right at Mr. and Mrs. Fox, and what can only be assumed is starts his live streaming right there. The same thing he does, approaches the first black people he can see. That happens for maybe a minute right there. Mr. Etherly walks away.
It's only us.
Selfie stick in his right hand. He's still looking back at Mr. Fox over here. Mr. Fox is looking at him. Mr. Fox does get up and approach Mr. Etherly.
Now, where does this interaction take place?
Right on, it's closer to the North 3rd Street side of the courthouse. As you're walking out the courthouse, looking at the historic courthouse.
Right, but it's on the courthouse property.
Oh, yes, yes.
How far away from the plaza, for lack of a better description? The plaza being that planned area.
The one was right, it had, all this occurred right at the last set of planners.
Okay.
On the left-hand side. Mr. Fox is seen in the video making gestures to Mr. Etherly. Mr. Etherly switches his selfie stick to the left hand. He puts his right hand in his suit pocket. This is prior to any physical interaction. Mr. Fox walks away from him. He comes back. Mr. Etherly is trying to reach something out of his pocket. Just common sense says it's the firearm because he has the selfie stick in his left hand. And then Mr. Fox strikes him as the gun comes out. 7 shots are fired within seconds. 5 of them, I believe, struck Mr. Fox as they went to the ground fighting. That is the case.
But what we got to talk about, family, Chud the Bussy. All right, we got to touch on Chud the Bussy. There was a bond hearing for Chud today. Chud didn't get the bail out. He didn't get his bond reduced. The bond remains the same. A lot of the white tea supremacists are very mad. Boy, the white tea supremacists are trying to cry foul. Oh, this is unfair. The First Amendment, dude. If y'all don't stop, y'all stop. This isn't a First Amendment conversation. This is a degenerate, violent white tea supremacist that was running around all willy-nilly. So what they said in the case, Chud the Builder, whose real name is Dalton Etherly, he was in a Montgomery County court today trying to get his $1 million bond reduced and trying to get the court to approve the money source needed to bond him out. The judge did not lower the bond. All right. They kept it at $1 million. They should have raised it on his last. You understand? And there's conditions in place. There's a lot of conditions. Also, what they would have to do, because there's other little suspected white tea supremacists trying to bail him out. They're like, no, you got to let us know where this money comes from. What's the source of the money? because you got extremist groups making anonymous donations to get him out. They're like, no, that ain't gonna work. They said that in order for him to get out, he would need 10 bonding companies to cover the full amount, one for every 100 grand. So they're not letting him out, which is good, which is very, very good. And these suspected white supremacists, they coming out with a lot of paper. I want y'all to see how dedicated they are to their anti-Black racism. These white supremacists, they put money behind their anti-Black racism. They put a lot of money behind it. Well, they stand on that. That shows you how deeply ingrained the culture of anti-Black racism is, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I want y'all to really understand that. We'll touch on that deeper in a second. But they are justifiably keeping this maniac locked down. He is a threat. Let's be very real. This is not a First Amendment issue in any sense of the word. All right, this is a public safety problem. This is not just a defendant asking for a bond. This wasn't a regular bond hearing where somebody says, I have a family, have a job, I have no convictions, let me out. No, the judge is looking at the whole pattern. That man turned a courthouse area into a damn shooting scene. Do y'all know how dangerous that is? What's up, Tail? What's up? Hold on, y'all see my son. Hold on, let me show everybody. What's up? Why your hair look dry? How was the party?
It was good.
Okay, all right, cool. You got to go to bed, man. Your brother's asleep.
No.
You can get your ass upstairs and go to bed. Come on, no. Y'all tell him to go to bed. Get upstairs and go to bed.
No.
Yeah, you got to go to bed, bro. You got school in the morning.
Oh.
All right. What's mom doing? Yeah, Tail just came from a birthday party. Was a lot of people there? What's up? Where's my Lex? What's up, Lex? Yeah, you better get up and take a shower. Let's go. How was the party? Okay. All right. Why is his hair so dry?
He wouldn't be doing it. I told him to do it. He said no.
Okay. Why your hair looking like that?
He didn't want to eat. He want to play.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Going upstairs. I'm doing my show. All right. All right. Who is this trying to? Hold on. Let me decline these people trying to get on. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, yeah. The kids are still in school out here in California. Yeah. They got one more week.
Out there, some of them are done.
Out there. Okay. Well, okay.
Or they're ending this Friday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Man, you say Tail got peppercorn. But yeah, like I said, talking about Chud and why the white supremacists are whining about how unfair he's being treated. No, he's being treated like a damn psychopath that he is. Yeah, like I said, that man turned the whole courthouse area into a shooting scene, a pew-pewing scene. I got to watch my words. And the prosecution's, their argument was that he built an online brand walking around provoking Black people. And that provocation escalated into gunfire. So the court is saying, we're not going to just judge your paperwork. We're judging the danger you represent when you're outside, rightfully so. Okay? And the courthouse location, that made it much bigger than a street fight. From what I understand, didn't they say that he missed his court date? So Chud wasn't even supposed to be there. Why he was at the court, now people are questioning that because they said he missed his court date. So why was he even out there with a gun? You couldn't bring a gun in the courthouse. And from what the judge was saying something to the effect of, yeah, you're not even supposed to have guns on the courthouse grounds. This is what I'm thinking. I think the judge was alluding to something like that. So, yeah, this ain't nothing regular. This dude was on the courthouse grounds, and he said the judge was saying that there were signs saying that no guns are prohibited, whoop-de-whoop. So the judge was bringing up that the court ground issue because the courts, that's supposed to be controlled spaces. People come there for civil cases, criminal cases, custody issues, lawsuits, tickets, restraining orders, whatever. So when somebody comes to a court area and start busting shots, He ain't supposed to have no bail at all. The court sees that as an attack on public order. Again, he shouldn't even have a bail based on that. So, that's why they're keeping him in. That's one of the reasons. And the self-defense claim, that got weakened even more by the prosecution's provocation argument. See, the defense tried to say Chud acted in self-defense. The DA's argument was that you cannot go looking for conflict, provoke somebody, and pull out a gun and then hide behind self-defense when the situation blows up. And they showed, and the DA said in the video that they have, Chud was arguing with his brother, provoking him. Chud initially came up to him. The brother was telling Chud to get away from him. Him and Chud got into an argument, and they said Chud reached in his coat to get his pew-pew. And then basically the brother defended himself from that. The brother didn't want to just get ambushed, so the brother defended himself from Chud about to pew-pew him. And Chud bust on him, and the brother survived. Thank goodness the brother survived. Yeah? Yeah, Chud is not being treated unfairly. You see? Let's be very, very clear. And also Chud's other pending cases. This dude is already out on bail on other cases. And his defense attorney is trying to get those cases thrown out. They're like, hell no. The court had to consider that. He's already dealing with separate legal issues with harassment and disorderly conduct and resisting arrest and theft and all that. That dude is a menace. They shouldn't have reduced that, but he is white tea privilege. They're going to still throw a little privilege at him. Just the fact that he got a bail to me is privilege. And his little white tea supremacist right-wing alt-right network, they couldn't just buy him out of accountability. That's what they're mad at. They're mad because they can't buy him out of accountability. See, money alone doesn't automatically free you. The court wants the money source verified. You understand? And the prosecutors are arguing that anonymous donations, that's making the verification almost impossible. So when these online supporters of Chud try to flood his GoFundMe or GiveSendGo or whatever with money, the judge still has to ask, where is this money coming from? Who's behind it? Is this legitimate? You know what I'm saying? Are there bonding rules being followed? So that's why the bail money is getting jammed up, because he's getting this money after the fact. You understand? He's getting all this money after the fact. So he didn't have, he had his little streaming income, but yet these people are trying to reward him for ambushing a black person, and people see it for what it is. You see? And they also know this. They know Chud is a flight risk. Chud is not some regular defendant. That man had an international exit plan sitting right there. Don't forget, man, when they got Chud, he had a ticket to Istanbul, Turkey. He was trying to get out the country. He already had a ticket up out of here before the pew-pewing. You understand? Yeah, he was already he had some kind of plot going on. And then Chud's attorney tried to say, well, he had a return ticket. Don't matter. He was trying to get the hell out the country beforehand. So it seems like he was premeditated. It was premeditated. He was going to do a pew-pewing and then dip. So the judge don't have to sit there and pretend that an international ticket is meaningless when a man is facing attempted murder charges. That's a giant red flag. And once somebody's accused of pew-pewing somebody outside of a courthouse and they already have a ticket to leave the damn country, come on, if that was a black person, you wouldn't get no bail. They're like, oh, hell no. You know? And listen, if they were to give Chud bail, listen, he has a whole network of people who would try to get him out the country anyway. As we see, there's a whole network of white tea supremacists working in concert with this dude, trying to give him money, trying to give him support. So all of that anonymous crowdfunding, that creates an escape risk problem, because anonymous money is not just money. That's a network. And then you have anonymous white tea supremacists all over the country sending cash to this person who tried to ambush a black person. They know that those networks will help him move, hide, relocate, and help him leave the damn country and never be seen. You understand? They know that. You see, and Chud's online racist support system, that changes the whole bond equation. See, that's what I like. I like that these white supremacists are making themselves visible, which is actually hurting the case. What's that fool, Jake, who went up there? I forget, Jake Lang or something. He went up there acting a fool. They see these extreme white supremacists running around acting a fool. They know it's a problem. And they understand something, that if Chud gets out, they know how dangerous and how reckless he is. This guy could just go on a mass pew-pewing and just start getting a whole bunch of people. Yeah. And if Chud got out too easily, that message would be very, very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Somebody pew-pewing people outside of a courthouse, and you can get out because some anonymous racist donors pooled their money together. What message does that send? That tells these online provocateurs you can create chaos and you can escalate to gunfire and then let the internet mob
I'll catch you
bail
later,
you out.
Jesse.
So that's why the judge had to keep these real strict restrictions in place, which is good. The judge did the right thing in that. There shouldn't be a bail at all, to be honest, based on his background and his network of I can't say the word with T. I will say scarerist, but it starts with the T, because you say that word on here, they'll give you a ding. And as far as those damn donors, listen, if there was a black defendant who did a racial pew-pewing like that, and a bunch of people wanted to donate money to him, all of the donors would be under a damn microscope. The feds will be on everybody. They'll be trying to RICO everybody. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, who are these donors? What organization are they with? Are they funding violence? Are they trying to help him flee? It would be a RICO. You understand? And with Chud, he's already been investigated by the feds. Remember? They've already investigated this fool. They already asked him about these white extremist groups that you are allegedly associated with. So they know that this dude has a network of underground white supremacists supporting him. They've already investigated him before the pew-pewing. Come on now. So yeah, he still gets a little privilege. He still gets some privilege. Now listen, fam, there are people from the damn 60s who were in the Black Panthers who talked about doing shit and didn't do nothing and are still in jail. You understand? There's people from the 60s and 70s who talked about pew-pewing people, and they've been locked down since the damn 70s. So we see what it is. So we're watching the case very, very closely. We're going to watch it very, very closely. Let me get some of the family.
And we're going to watch the case very, very closely as well. I got to wrap this thing up, y'all. I got an appointment in like an hour. So appreciate y'all tapping in. Join us. I might do a part 2. I don't know. I might do a part 2, though. Stay tuned. But if not, join us tomorrow for Front Line Blacc News, Season 6, Episode 29, Part 1. So, Michael, what's your closing statement as I wrap this thing up?
Yeah, so my closing statement is that I'm glad that Chuck was not able to reduce his bond and has to remain in prison. It shows that his white privilege is diminishing, pretty quickly. And Philip Scott is definitely correct. White people can no longer, use their white privilege court anymore to free themselves from the evil acts of anti-Black racism and greed, because this has never happened before. And this is definitely a good wake-up call, for a lot of white people.
Okay, thank you for coming on, Michael.
Oh, you're welcome, Jesse. Thank you so much, too.
All right, so this is going to conclude Season 11, Episode 45 of Grand Rising with Shabaka in the Chase. In conjunction with the Frontline Blacc News, I do apologize for running an hour late. Thank you to Shabaka for joining us. Shout out to Fresh always for coming through. We got crew in the building. I knew you were going to say that on your way in and out. I was acquitted by all white jury for sending white boy to Valhalla. Karmelo will be just fine. Okay. Thank you for that, crew. We had Young Riaz come through. Shout out to Young Riaz. We have Blacc RU come through. We have Breeze in the building. Breeze is the reason. for the season. And then we got our goddess Nabi came through. We had April Showers in the building. We had a Starte Jones in the building. And we had some punk ass troll named Persian Armisen. Who else was in here? It was somebody else. I should know who this is. They were new to the channel. Oh, shout out to Time for coming through. Who was that? I'm trying to remember who it was now. I apologize if I missed anybody and anybody that was peeking and not speaking. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and delineations, and Black empowerment. Chan Kruma and Lady Chase hunting up on the mile high income, and the legal migrant flood the city. We'll see y'all later for part 2 of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. And we'll see y'all tomorrow for Front Line Blacc News. Peace. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button on your way out.